Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kinship SMP, where today we're going to be taking on a little bit more of this main stage area. Now, as you can see on the main stage, I've actually started mapping out where I'm going to be putting some of these metal structures. Because essentially we're going to need to have a big metal frame across the whole thing that's going to support things like the roof, the lighting, the screens that we're going to have at the front of the stage as well, and all these other things that are going to be attached to it. We really need something that is going to be super strong and super sturdy. Now we're going to start from this corner, and I'm thinking that I want to make this quite tall, but not kind of too tall that it looks a bit out of proportion. So let's see how maybe 19 does. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That could be okay. Let's just build this out. Quick cheaty cam. So for this area, that looks okay. I probably won't go too much taller than 19. I think that looks pretty good if that's kind of squared off. It's not going to be square because I don't think that's 19. So it's going to be a little bit taller, which is fine. But then when it comes to this section, for all of this middle rectangular area, I want these to be a little bit taller. So we've done 19 here, maybe 25, 27, 29, maybe. We'll have a look about how tall that's going to be. So let's jump down to this next one and we'll try the same. And like I say, we'll just square this off. So that is 25. No, I think we can do taller than that. 26, 27, 28, 29. How do we feel about 29? That's looking quite a lot better. I'm actually pretty happy with that, I think. That's going to be... I mean, if we're coming at it from this sort of angle, that's quite tall, and I think it's going to be going across like that. So, yeah, I'm happy with 29. So, of course, once we've built each of these stems, we need to connect them up. And then after that, we should have a nice, big, strong, sturdy frame. After that, we can then put the roof on this thing and we can start detailing all this area. There's going to be a raised up part in the center here, obviously for the drum kit, because, you know, the drum kit is the most important part. Then, of course, we've got all these stalls that we've got to put in on both sides, so this side and that side as well. And finally, one of the things that I want to start looking at doing today is an idea that I was incredibly inspired by with Vic's latest episode. And essentially, he's created something called the Kinship Tavern, which, exactly as it sounds, is an old-style pub. And I thought that idea would be absolutely fantastic to incorporate something like that into this area, because one of the things that people like at Download are very rustic, old-timely kind of things. And I thought that would be an absolute fantastic addition to this area. So whether or not it turns out to just be a bit of a stall, I'm not too sure, or if I want to actually build a full-on big-ass tavern. I mean, it potentially could still go in the village area. That is a nice idea. Or it could go in the spooky, scary forest. Just imagine it. You're walking through this old, haunted, scary woods. And then all of a sudden, you come across an old, spooky, run-down tavern. I'm getting chills already. But like I say, it's a really nice idea, and I do think it would be a great addition to the festival. So thank you very much, Vic, for a little bit of inspiration. Now, one of the other things I haven't done in a little while is go and check my shop. So that's what we're going to go and do next. It did kind of weirdly dawn on me just the other day that I've spent so much time in my area trying to do all this main stage area and stuff like that. I just haven't even had time to check my shop or anything, so I don't even know if we've got any sales. I think a lot of people have already bought most of their stuff, so there's a few hoppers gone. I don't really expect to get too many sales now for the rest of the season, but we'll see how it goes. Not doing too bad so far. Some more sticky pistons might be in need. And then lastly, this side. No, that's it, unfortunately. So 14 diamonds, it's not fantastic. But like I say, I think most people have got their redstone gear now for their builds, so yes. This Days Without Incident should go up a little bit more, I think. Nice. Now, one of the other things as well that's been kind of bugging me for a little while is every single time I fly this way, I always come through Jen's portal, just like that. And every now and again, I stop and look at it. Oh, she's got a friend up there. Every now and again, I stop and look at it and just marvel at how amazing that is. We do have a custom portal mod on here, or it's a data pack. So it kind of allows you to have really weird and wonderful shapes. And she's kind of gone for this bit of an archway because it's an exact carbon copy of the one that's in the overworld. And it's kind of made me realize that at some point soon I'm going to need to do something like that myself. Maybe not copy it in terms of like doing something that's in the overworld comes into the nether, but certainly just do something nice around here. Just have like a bit of a much bigger, nicer custom portal, and maybe do something similar in the overworld, but a different design. Because unfortunately it has just been like this since pretty much the start of the season, or at least when I came to this area. I mean, this thing can go. I've got pretty much everything on this list, and whatever I don't have, I probably don't need now. So I definitely got that witch farm. That's been so handy recently. Wood farm would have been nice, but for the amount that I need, I can just go and mine it. It really isn't a problem. Same with the gold farm. So yeah, I think I'll probably end up getting rid of this soon, and I'll try and do something with the portal. Maybe this episode, maybe next. But I do think it's time that we get on with doing this main stage area. Like I say, I'm going to do the framework, I'm going to put the roof on, and then hopefully I'm going to make a start on some of the interior, if you can call it an interior, or the decorations at least. Let's go! How cool does this look? I'm so happy with how this is turning out so far. As you might have noticed as well, on the top here I've put on some carpet so that we can stop mob spawning. But this means that the shell of the main stage is essentially done. Next thing we need to do is the interior, and that's mostly going to be a lot of lighting, and then we're going to have a drum riser in the center here because, like I said before, drums are the most important part. And then we'll finish it off with, obviously, band members and little bits of other flourishes and touches and things that you would find on a massive stage like this. This place was covered in torches before and it looked really ugly, so I've changed those out for glowstone and then put black carpets over the top. That way everything's lit up so that mobs don't spawn, and just overall it makes the place look so much better. Much more ambient, I guess. But to really emphasize that point, here I've also put a lot more of the glowstone all around the bottom of these pillars, because again, it's like super bright at the bottom here and then it fades out to black. And it's a really nice effect that you get from way back here. If you can just come back a little bit, how awesome does that look? And that's just with floor lighting. Once I get the rest of the lighting in, it's going to look even better. The same kind of trick applies at the back here. I've got more glowstone there so that again, it's super bright at the bottom and then it fades out and you get this really nice fade effect. I will have some writing on this backdrop, probably my band's logo or something like that. And then we're going to light that up correctly as well so it looks even more theatrical and awesome. As to these side sections here, this is where the crew are going to be loading in and out. So we're going to have a bit of a pathway here, and then on the other side of these panels there's going to be the car park or the trailer park, whatever you want to call it, for the tour buses, the vans, the other trailers, whatever you might find, is all going to go back there. So I'm going to get rid of a couple of these panels. So yeah, overall, I am super happy with the progress that we are making on this main stage area. Like I say, the next thing that we need to do is the interior, and that is something that I'm going to get planning in between episodes. So with a bit of luck, at the start of the next episode, you will start to see some kind of really nice interior. But unfortunately, we are going to have to call it there. I am so happy with the progress that we're making, and I can't wait to get stuck into the interior. If you guys have any suggestions as to what I should put on the stage, any bits of interior ideas, please do let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.